Hello, everyone. Today we have Anya, our beloved project manager. Anya, how are you doing?
I am fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm perfect. Home office and stuff. I see you're home too.
Yeah, me too.
Well, okay. So we are going to be talking about your position, about your job, and first of all, I would like to ask you, like, why do we need you? I mean, for instance, imagine that I own a zoo and I'm
Mm-hmm.
in a desperate need of a video chat for my animals.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I mean, it might be cool. And I have that perfect, clear vision of that video chat. I know everything about it. I just don't have, let's say, technical skills to do that. So I go to Forasoft and I ask for a team that will help me. And I
Mm-hmm.
also find out that I will need a project manager. Why?
Okay, so first of all, project manager is like a bridge between you as a client and between the team. So it's a person who holds the team tight and make sure that everyone is focused on the same goals. So let's say you have your cool idea and ideally you have business goals and strategies, and my job is to make concrete tasks for developers out of your ideas and wills. So also maybe it's the most important thing is the leadership, because can you imagine a team of, let's say, 5 developers with no leader who just do what they want? Like they have the tasks, okay, but when they have a question, who they gonna ask? And like for a client, it's better to communicate with one person than with the whole team. Like they can be developers, designers, analysts, QAs, and a lot of people involved in the project. And I am the contact person who understands how the whole project works and what's the whole project status for the current moment. Also, it's about clear objectives and goals, because so we are responsible to bring the project for the specific time and specific quality. And without us, it's not like that easy to be sure that the whole team is on the same page, that they have the specific goals and plans, and they focus on the same thing that client wants us to be focused on. And also, one more thing is the realistic planning, because we are sure that the proper expectations are set with what can be done realistically. So this list can go on and on, but like, yeah, we are responsible for the whole team to be focused, motivated, interested, and inspired in what they're doing. And also, we are a responsible person for the client to communicate with and to like bring this whole project together.
Right, I see. So when you said about about the project being realistic, I understood that no video chat for my animals, unfortunately, right? Okay, so you are a point of contact between the customer and the team, and it is easy for the customer to be talking to just one person, that being you or any other project manager, than discussing things with the whole team, which is design, JavaScript, I don't know, QA, copywriters, what have you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That is a very precise and wide answer, I would say. Anya, what is a good project for you? What would you call a good project? Like, what qualities does it have?
A good project. First of all, It's about clear customers' understanding of its business goals and strategies. So when a customer just wants a copy of, let's say, TikTok, um, the the objectives are not clear, the goal is not clear, the value proposition is unknown. Like, why do you need a copy of the platform that's already existing? So we can do the best copy of TikTok ever, but why? Like, why do we need that? And when a customer have a clear vision on what he needs and what he wants and why, it's like the core thing of a project to be called good. The second thing is the team. Of course, it's all about people, and it's this beautiful balance between people who are skilled enough technically, but also about the people who care about the project, who are responsible for its direction, and who are motivated and inspired to work on this project every day. So it's not about like only people who can do things. They better should will to do these things. And also, I cannot mention the budget, but it's not about the big budget. It's about realistic budget, because when customer needs a huge project, like a huge platform with, let's say, 2K hours for development, and he says, please give it to me in a month, it's unrealistic. And like when the when we have the budget for the project to be the best as it can be, it's just a very beautiful thing.
Thanks a lot. And since you have already kind of touched the topic, I'm going to ask you, what do you, as a project manager, expect from a customer when the customer makes a contact and when you keep working with him?
Mm-hmm. So besides those things that we already discussed, that he is responsible for a clear vision of the project. Like we help with this a lot, and we develop requirements together and user stories, and we help with creating the business value and the value proposition of the platform. But he should understand it, he or she, like in the best way he can. Also, what I expect from a customer is a good level of communication, because for me as a project manager, communication is essential. We have to be on the same page every time. And if you like changed some idea or want some other things, but you didn't tell us, like how can we know? So the high level of communication is very important, but also what's the word? Let's say partnership. Like when you work on a project together as a one team, and not just like I am a boss and you are my workers and you just do the things that I tell you to do. It's not like it's not the best way for a project to be successful, or for this product to be successful. So this level of partnership, when you trust each other, when you open and honest in your communication, and when you have a clear understanding on the project direction, that's what I expect from a customer.
Okay, can you remember any cases when, due to lack of communication, due to, I don't know, requirements not being clear enough or something, and because of that, the project didn't come to fruition? It was abandoned, or it turned out to be not what the customer would like it to be. Did it happen?
It didn't really happen to me, actually. Like the step that you described is like the worst step that I can imagine, when you just like and the project just stops. Fortunately, it didn't happen to me, but most of the problems, like let's say 90% of problems, happens because of lack of communication. Because like you expect something else from us, but we didn't thought that we should do it this way, or like we have questions that are essential for this requirement understanding, and you just don't answer. It's like the whole like the most problems are because of lack of communication, unfortunately. So yeah, the communication is essential for between the project manager and the client.
Okay, so it's communication, clear vision, everything else, right?
Yeah, I think yes, because when you are able to communicate, you can build things together. And even if you had one vision and like in 3 months you did something and realized that you have to change something or just adapt to the market, let's say, you can do it with no problem, but you have to be on the same page.
Okay, thank you. There are lots of projects out there, and like in every possible way of thinking, you can find a project or two. We here are about multimedia projects. We do video chats, surveillance, telemedicine, and what have you. So for this, as I understand, you need to know the code, right? You need to know how to code. You need to know how to test quality and stuff. That's why we have programmers and QA and design and stuff. As a project manager, and a project manager being the leader of the team of some sorts, right? Do you need to know what to do? Because, for example, a football coach needs to know how to dribble, how to shoot, how to, I don't know, do stuff with the ball, right? Are you the same?
This question is the most frequently asked to me when a person wants to be project manager. He just like asks that I have to know codes, right? Like I have to know how to code, like I have to know all these things, in order to be project manager. And fortunately or not, no, don't need to know codes, but we have to know the basics. We have to know the essentials. And when developer describes how he gonna do this specific task, you have to understand that in a way that you can describe it to your client. So I don't know how to like make any kind of technology like using your hands, but I have to understand how it's working, what's what stands behind all these codes. And yeah, so most important things for a project manager, like as a skills, it's not about the hard skills, more about soft skills, because again, we comes to communication, we comes to leadership, also like risk planning, time planning, tasks planning, the scheduling, and the negotiation, all these things that are more about soft skills, not hard skills. They are the skills that you have to have in order to make sure that like you can manage the project.
Okay, thanks. So let's kind of create a portrait of a good PM. A good PM is good at planning and time management. Good
Sure.
PM is a good leader. A good PM is yes, probably a good PM is communicative.
Sure.
What else? Did I miss anything?
You have to be responsible, because you like, and also like this multitasking person, because you are the person who understands the project in the best way, because you manage all the people who work on this project. Like you have to know the technologies, the designs, what the current stage of testing and like what clients needs and what our future plans, like all these things you have to be aware of it and make sure that you can manage all these things. Yep. So it's
Okay.
like a captain for a ship, let's say.
Yo ho ho! And a bottle of rum.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Anya. It was very nice to talk to you. And bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.